YouTube fans? This is Greenergy coming on back again. It's been a while since I made a YouTube video. Because, I've been, started to be more, just have some me time, myself, be more down to earth, and just relax and do some things. I really wanted to finish up the storyline of my favorite video games, and My Heroine's Justice 2, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Pokemon Sword and Shield. I like to replay those games all the time, Catch all those special Pokemon again. And today, this video is, is going to be Greenergy's theories. This time, I'm going to talk about a theory that I've been I've been holding on into my head for a really long time now. Right now, not only do I follow along with My Hero Academia through anime, I've collected all the manga chapters and volumes here, all the books. I've read through all these books, to really try to know the story very well. And then from reading these latest books, right now I'm really getting curious about One for All and how it's responding within Izuku Midoriya. I'm telling you, some really big stuff happening there. For example, there were times, like in volume 23, I've seen this happen more often. When Midoriya sees people inside the mind realm here, which they call it, and then when they start communicating with him, and telling him about more special power unlocking inside. Right now it's happening again. Deku fought against Tomer Shigaraki, and another theory is proven there. Their clash was going to unlock the life essence and power of Nana Shimura, user number 7 of One for All before Toshinori Yagi. And if you ask me, her quirk should maybe have a better name than Float. I mean, if it's a levitation quirk, you should use a better name like Elevate, Yeah. And also, Elevate is also one of Big Time Rush's song title names in one of their albums. Yeah. And then, that's also still not not all of it. After that, now, I've also read through the websites. Now Midoriya's unlocked 3 of the 6 quirks in there: Black Whip, Float, and now Danger Sense, which is said to be owned by the 4th user of One for All. And again, for people who don't catch up through manga, especially when they release the chapters online on the internet, warning, spoilers. So here, in the latest story that's been happening, I know Deku's been taken to a hospital yet again to be treated. And now I've seen this right here. This is, I now go to a website called Read Book My Hero Academia here, that I've read these latest chapters. So here is where we learn a little more about what's inside. Look at this. It's like, it's like some sort of special One for All press conference meeting with everyone here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's talking about how it continues to grow in power. One for All has been growing exponentially, the increased capabilities, yes. Previous holders get copied and pasted. I'm telling you, this is like also some sort of computer thing, How people who have this power get copied and pasted into the quirk, and I also theorize this. One for All doesn't just stockpile power; it stockpiles a person's life energy and records their memories as well. Then, when the current holder passes it on to the next generation, they don't just transfer the power, they transfer their own lives with it. Pretty incredible. feelings of all the users he recorded along with memory in the power. That's what Nanashimura said. And then she said, so even if they die one of those days, they can always still meet again inside the power as long as it gets carried on. Yeah. I also thought it was something similar from Gravity Falls. Like, you know how Bill Cipher, it was something with him. Without a physical form, he no longer project themselves into people's thoughts through the mindscape. The same type of thing is happening with One for All here. Every previous user from before who's dead are not entirely dead yet. They're still alive inside the power, and they are doing the same thing, connecting themselves into Izuku's thoughts in there. And then, seeing all this happen. And now, here is user number 4. So, and the last time, Midoriya unlocked him. His name, Higaki Shinomori. He said he's the one who owns Danger Sense, which is the latest quirk that Midoriya unlocked. They were saying a little more things about how One for All works more often, and then, also talking about this. There's a lot more damaging information about this power. The fourth user was talking about, how he died. It was of old age, and then Midoriya was thinking, how? It's like here. In layman's terms, One for All is no longer to be held by a regular person, as in someone who already has a quirk. It says here that he held One for All for the longest out of anyone aside from All Might. For those 18 years, he evaded All for One while training this power. With his phenomenal strength, Fourth user realized he could never beat him, so he just had to keep doing the same thing. Pass it on to the next. And then, in his final year, the quirk broke his body. At first, maybe he thought it could have been a case of him having a weak constitution or a chronic disease. But All Might's existence will confirm all theories and suspicions. The fourth user's dying of old age meant that One for All will slowly but surely burn away the life force of any one of its holders. And then, Midoriya was asking here, what about All Might who had One for All? Way longer than Shinomori. I'm not saying that's the thing we're trying to say. So the brothers started talking. I didn't have One for all that long, and I died while fighting, so there wasn't a lot to compare it to. All Might thought that the incongruency in lifespan had to do something with an invisible limit that each of us could take on, which led to Shinomori wondering to himself if All Might had something he didn't. And then here, it's officially confirmed All Might was quirkless before he got One for All. See? And then here, right. It's with All Might who is still alive that we earned this information. As Malavish's subconscious relays all the information it learns back to us. Now, I haven't brought it up to you just yet because we weren't sure, but after listening to my brother, I believe the confirmation is clear. The idea that a portion of quirk user's conscious permeates within the new user makes us wonder how and why elements of All Might's being are here despite him being quirkless. Yeah, I kind of wondered about that too. I mean, All Might is still alive in the physical world. He didn't have any other power before One for All. So I wonder how there's a part of him and his consciousness permeates inside the power and everything, along with all the others. The other successor's consciousness manifesting some in this realm was tied to their quirk, but All Might being quirkless is different to all of us, so he's a unique sample that we'll have to observe. It seems as though All Might alone was able to summon our consciousness without knowing about it himself. For 40 years, All Might has had One for All. Then he was also saying something like this. Those who were born with a quirk already have their metaphorical cup filled. Adding One for All to that cup makes it crack and spill over, leading to what happened with the fourth user. Toshinori's was an empty cup, so One for All likely conformed and fitted itself to become his true quirk in a sense. though it's still unknown as to the causal relationship between One for All being inherited and adapting with the user's quirk. This is the least to offer the quirkless have the most potential when inheriting this power. I guess that would explain, All Might and Midoriya in a way. Like how All Might is a very rare, unique sample. Part of his consciousness is inside the mind realm now, and even though he's still alive, the physical world did not have any quirk before then. And it also explains why Midoriya is unlocking more of this power and how the quirk's been growing exponentially. Now saying here in summary, we cannot risk passing this quirk onto normal people already blessed with quirks of their own. That One for All needs to be given out cautiously, that's what you're saying, yeah. With each generation quirkless, people have become more and more infrequent, which means potential applicants are limited. This is something neither you, All Might, or any of us could have predicted. And then the brother here said that the fact that One for All was passed on to Midoriya was nothing short of a miracle. Miracle, huh? If only we were able to communicate with our sisters faster, perhaps we could have prevented the tragic deaths of more people. Yeah, looking back at Sir Night-Eye. And then here, fifth user says, in other words, kid, you may be the last successor of One for All. Yikes. Then Nana Shimura starts coming in here. She really hates Tomoe Shigaraki right now, given what he's become. She asked Midoriya if he could kill him. That's messed up. And then, a lot more talking here. This isn't a request, it's a question of your own will and heart. Sandra lost interaction. The face of a child is crying. His minds are warm with sense feeling. Well, there's don't stay the same way. So yeah, being hurt by All for One, but that doesn't mean that he wants any help, though. Even in that tense situation, his eyes are filled with nothing but contempt. And the brother says, he raised him that way. In Shigaraki's state, my brother probably took over his body by now. All for One's will has probably all but dominated his mind. This is another attempt by him to get his hands on One for All. And as I was saying here, that All for One tried to take One for All from these previous holders before here. As for my successor over here, this is the fifth user talking, him and the guy who he passed the quirk on to, he said, as for my successor and myself, All for One tried to steal One for All from us twice, and then failed both times. In order for One for All to stay safe from the evildoers, we require our successors to have an iron will, a nigh infinite determination. Ours is a power all too valuable to be risked for just one lowly person. Shigaraki is probably going to use your lack of an iron will to his advantage. A power that cannot be transferred to another without the will of the user. And this is going to be a test of your determination. Midoriya is in a really tough spot here. One for All's edge it has over All for One is that it doesn't fall prey to being stolen. We've created and cultivated One for All for the specific purpose of eradicating All for One. All Might is a prime example of this. True. He defeated him twice, and then he says, but my brother keeps coming back, and Shigaraki seems to be a part of this strategy to make you lower your guard. And then Shimura starts coming in saying, Izuku, I come to you not to merely tell you that there's no backing out now. I feel like it's cowardly for me to even consider thrusting my will onto you like this. Otomo Shigaraki is my grandson. My grandson became this way because I left his father at a young age to fight All for One. This is the result of my actions. And as this failure brought upon myself, it seems so harsh to just pass it on to a 16-year-old child. I understand this, but my grandson, no. If that thing, which is his potential, no one will stop what comes next. We're fighting against the manifestation of pure evil. Yikes. There are people out there who will not be forgiven and comprehended, or rehabilitated. What if he's one of them? When a person who looks like he wants to be saved, when he simply cannot be saved, can you tell me that you have the will required to stop him at all costs? Everyone here is looking at Shimura and Deku here. And then he starts talking like this. maybe awkward to say this, but I felt when Shigaraki's consciousness manifested in One for All and entered the Vestige world. I could feel what Shigaraki was feeling when he was told to think about his aspirations. In the deepest parts of his mind, I could feel a child crying. I fought against many people thus far. They had their ways set inside them. I had no choice but to stop them by fighting. Muscular, Shiseki, Hero Killer Stain, yeah. But I never had the opportunity to explore their motivations and pinpoint why exactly they became villains. If I understood them fully, some things may have gone differently, or fights could have resolved differently perhaps. Countless people died, and many of those who I hold dear got hurt. However, One for All is a power to save people, not to kill. All Might taught me that lesson. Not just me either. All Might and you guys who helped grow and cultivate One for All, you were responsible for saving countless amount of people from then to now. Its origins may have rooted in the goal to eradicate All for One, but because you've all risked your lives to maintain this power, its purpose has changed and morphed over all this time. There's certainly a possibility they can only be stopped by killing him, and I haven't thought about the logistics of how I would go about it, but I want to try to save this crying child. Midoriya really is incredible. Reminds me a lot of All Might, but somehow he's like better, you know? That's right, and we'll be here to guide you on that journey. So, not only does All Might agree that he doesn't regret giving one for all to Izuku Midoriya, but everybody else does too. Here, the brother said, "I'm incredibly glad that you of all people inherited One for All." And Shimura said, "I apologize to you like this. If they're still alive, and wake up with someone that I said hi." And then, the brother now says, "How about you guys chime in now and help us out so that Deku knows what to expect the rest of you guys' quirks." When I saw this, I really want to see who these two users could be. I'm telling you, they were hidden. Now I thought I could finally see them. Only by theory, many have confirmed that these two could secretly be two people that Midori already knows in the present time. But then another chapter later, nope. They still don't know who they are. In the next chapter, they just, put out more info about, Endeavor still trying to make up for his mistakes and trying to prove himself to be worthy of being the next #1 pro hero. And a lot of news conference. How Best Genius is back. Hawks confessing to what he's done recently. A lot of stuff happening. And then it looked like One for All was now going to be getting released to the public a little bit. Yeah. Looks like a lot of people are gonna start to figure this out and trying to find out what this power is. So now Midori is in even more danger. So then, in the end of chapter 306, Deku left UA. And now he's about to start patrolling by himself, going around the world, see if he can do his best to restore the peace and keep up as being an actual pro hero. I gotta say, this is really crazy plot twist. But I was definitely series like this won't end with villains winning. That's not how they've ended before. I mean, in Marvel's Spider-Man, Big Hero 6, and all the other Pokemon series, no villain has ever rised up and succeeded with their plans 100%. Because all the heroes there have always stepped in and fixed everything. Spider-Man, in the latest Marvel Spider-Man Disney XD, I'm telling you, Venom keeps coming back, maximum Venom everywhere, but they still manage to destroy him and all the others every single time. And then, not to mention in the latest Pokemon Journeys, yeah, Ash and Go, I've always managed to prevent the total chaos from spreading even more. So, I'm definitely sure that in My Hero Academia, Deku, heroes like Deku and the others will definitely reign supreme and finally defeat the villains for good. Yeah. And speaking of, you know what I'm trying to do now? I'm gonna try making my own, manga series. I'm gonna try to make my own superhero story. My Hero Academia inspired me a lot. I decided, like I said, I'm gonna try to make my own. I did a little more adjustments to my, artwork, and then created a couple more things. Here. The two main heroes. Yeah, there's gonna be two main heroes in this show. And the two will be featured are these. Like this? So these are what their two heroes will look like. And then I compiled some information as to what the rest of the background info will be like. Here. My hero series will be known as Big Time Hero Twins. Like this. I wrote it out here in this campus notebook. Got this online. So, let me tell you a bit of my series here. This series is called Big Time Hero Twins. So it'll be like, instead of singular heroes, I'm going to focus more on double types. More team-based stuff. So here's where it's going to... Their home country where it'll take place is Qatar, I'm telling you. So most of these, were done in Japan and they're like that, but I'm telling you. I feel like, animated series like that shouldn't be just limited to places like Japan, Tokyo. And plus, I'm from Qatar, so I'm going to start working on this, and then, it'll be like that. So the home country is Qatar, and then, the school that we're going to go to, it'll be like UA when they practice on their course and everything. They'll be called Positive Hopes and Dreams Academy, PHDA for short. There'll also be a time when they were kids, they decided to go to a summer camp to improve on their social behavior. And that'll be called Camp Colors. And then something like that. There'll be two main teams featured in this. The main heroes will be Big Time Hero Twins. And the main villains who keep attacking them a lot will be known as the Chaotic Duo. I compiled some lists before like this. And then I'm going to talk about the characters a bit. Here. So, the one in green and maroon here is known as, real name would be Eunice Zane, then code name would be Greenergy. Yeah. Like my title name, it'll also be his code name. His quirk is known as Energy Adapter. Yeah. How it works is like this. He can adapt to and suck in any natural source of energy into his body and use it as power, and even some simple things. Yeah, can convert it to a power set, which knocks their energy. This day I got the whole idea concept from when I was playing a lot of Infamous Second Son on the PlayStation, and I thought, I really liked the conduit abilities and everything, so I thought I would try using that as his quirk. And then, the second one is his twin sister, Sonya Zane, whose code name is Teal Goop. Yeah, her quirk is known as Slime Maker. She can generate super sticky slime using her body. Then she can, shoot it out of her arms, legs, eyes, and mouth. And she can also do some other things with it, like keep them on her hands and feet so she can use this sticky adhesive to climb on stuff. And then she can also shoot it out as a long thing, as in, for example, if there's a runaway, if there's an out of control bus, stop like that. And then also for swinging around. So she'd be like Spider-Man, but not so much. I mean, her quirk only is Slime Maker. she'll just, you know, also keep working on her speed, strength, stamina a lot. And also, another thing she could do with her slime is that with a lot, collect a huge amount and then use it as a defensive shield. So they started, you know, training with each other, and then they started to develop, you know, their own team like this. They figured they've always seen single heroes. Wanted to focus more on the team-based circuit, and then we'll practice with that. And also, this will be their team symbol. Yeah, let me show you in drawing of just that. I gotta say, Infamous Second Son really inspired me. Made it like this. So, yellow and blue together make green, and there's a green leaf in the middle. Another thing here is that, you know, also like this. I wanted these two heroes to focus more on, you know, healthy-based ideas, as in maybe find a way to convince people around the world to care about the environment more. Convince them to recycle, do a lot of that. Oh, I made that. Then what do you think of all that? Would this make a good storyline? And I've also made up like, you know, thought of it pretty well, and then just compiled it together. And that's all I'm going to show. So, and then, after they finish from school, they're also going to plan on making their own superhero company called Green World Agency. Right over here. Let me tell you more about it. In Green World Agency, this will double as a pro hero base for people to practice on their skills and powers. Yes. Then go on patrol and do their best to take down villains and save innocent people at the same time. And it'll also work as living quarters. The heroes can live in it. And then there'll be some team rules. Every hero gets paired into teams of 2 for simplicity. The team members need to be good friends to each other and get along easily. That way, they'll always help one another win better too. And while doing hero work, try to use group-based moves as many times as you can. The more often heroes can work together as a team, the better chance they'll have a victory. I've compiled a lot for this. Now I just need, you know, also I'm also gonna need, you know, I really need to work on my drawing skills, because, you know, I want to learn how I can draw this out. You know, see? You see the main cover page, and then you read all this. I want to learn how, when I make the manga, how I can do this. Draw out the action, different panels, stop bubbles, and stuff. So I want to ask, does anyone know of a good source I can maybe go to ask if someone can help me to learn how to create these books and then draw out the action, right? And then, you know, like that. If you know, let me know. If you know anything, tell me about it in the comment section below, and you know, I'll try my best and see, you know, what I can be able to establish and do like that. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Give it a like if you liked it, and that's it.